This is year 5 for us. This is camp number 44. And we'll tell you a little bit more about that. But the official welcome is welcome to Steam in the Park. All right, everyone, welcome. We are so glad you're here. Day 1, we are at Tremont Institute, which is the educational partner of the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. We're going to be hearing so much from Annie, who is our host for the week. These are your ambassadors. I'm sorry, no one else was available at the time we put out the call. Ended up serendipitously here as ambassadors. Aren't those great shirts? So we would like to honor all of our people that are here. So we would like, first of all, for all of our first year campers to come right over here and stand in front of our step and repeat. So come on up. So our year 1 people are Suzanne, Ann, Sue, Mary Nail, Robin, Jenny, Jennifer, and Rebecca. Thank you. We're so glad you're here. Year 3, we have 2. And those people are Tiffany and Lauren. So come on up. Now we have year 4, which is Stephanie and Stephanie. You had to be named Stephanie to be part of this one. Yay! And then our last 2 are our year 5. So Rodney and Katie, will you come on up here and be pinned? Well, we're going to take a quick break and head down to our fire circle to meet up with Annie.
Like Daisha said, my name is Annie, and I am the manager of teacher networks here at Tremont, which means that I oversee all of our educator professional development. But for this week, I want to welcome you to Great Smoky Mountains National Park and this little corner of the park that we call Walker Valley, or Great Smoky Mountains Institute at Tremont. You might not quite know each other's names across the board yet.
Called a greeting frenzy. So when I say the word salamander and not before, I am going to set a timer for 1 minute, 1 minute alone. And your job in that 1 minute is going to be to stand and meet as many other people in this friendship circle as you can within that time frame.
So we've had the chance now to get to know each other in this place. We're going to continue in that spirit of connection by tuning into our sense of observation and perspective taking. And the activity we're going to do to help us with that is called a camera walk. And here's how you're going to play. In just a minute, when I say the word hemlock and not before, you are going to find one other person to partner up with. And as the camera's photographer, I am going to guide my camera to something that I think is cool.
We want to know your story too. So we're going to do introductions right now, our official introductions.
Okay, I'm Ginny Landgrave. I'm from Connecticut. I teach chemistry. One of the things I'd like to learn here is how to bring more outdoors to the kids. Our kids so infrequently go outside. They will spend their entire day, weeks, without ever going outside. And I think Robin and I are actually trying to figure out how we can get an outdoor classroom on our campus.
I am Katie Talbert. I'm from Greensboro, North Carolina, and I teach 5th grade reading and social studies.
I am Suzanne Stringer. I am from now Charlotte, North Carolina, and I teach 4th, 5th, and 6th grade in a Montessori school.
Hi, I'm Jen DePietro. I teach middle school science, 7th and 8th grade, and I'm from Dartmouth, Massachusetts.
I'm Rodney Krause. I teach in Greensboro, North Carolina, 5th grade. I teach the math and science, 2 Katie's, reading and social studies.
I am Tiffany from Wyoming, and I teach 5th grade, all subjects.
I'm Ann Trask. I'm a preschool counselor. I work at pre-K through 3rd grade counselor in Johnson City, Tennessee.
Hello there, I'm Sue Schwabe. I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and I teach early childhood and special education.
Hi, I'm Lauren Schaefer. I'm from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and I am the Science and Technology Curriculum Coordinator for a virtual school, students grades K through 12.
Hi, I'm Mary Neal McIntyre. I live in Jonesboro, Tennessee, and I teach aspiring educators at a private university.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Simmons. I live in North Carolina, but I teach students in Michigan virtually. I teach 6 through 12 plus health and PE.
I am Annie. I am originally from Michigan, then to Nashville, now to Knoxville. I now primarily teach teachers, but I taught middle school primarily when I was in the classroom.
Stephanie Spencer, Atlanta, Georgia. I'm a retired K-5 STEM teacher and know all about plants. I have my own plant nursery now, native plants.
Hi, I'm Robin Barboza. I'm from Connecticut and I teach high school biology and other sciences, ecology, plant science.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Vaza. I live over in Massachusetts and I currently teach middle school STEM, 6th grade math and science this year.
All right, so we are going to do an activity now called Birds of a Feather. So we are going to drop a bird at your table. Now this is not bird droppings. They're going to drop a bird. All right, so here are your directions. This is the first part of our activity. We want you to get to know your bird. We want you to sketch your bird in your journal. And then we want you to bulletproof a few things that you find out about your bird in our journal and pen. And we're going to walk out to the sidewalk and grass together. So you're going to turn on your sound and fly to 2 or 3 other birds. Introduce yourself and then introduce your bird. And then if you have time, share a characteristic of yourself that matches your bird. Or you could say, I had this in common with my bird, but now that I've heard and seen yours, I think I might be more like that one. So we're going to make connections this week.
My name's Jeremy. I've worked here at Tremont for lost track. I need to do the math, but I started in '96. Went up and good to Annie. Went good to Annie. Went to Annie. Annie will be good to me.
So I want to thank everybody for a great day, half night. We're so glad you're here. If you need anything, let us know. And so with that be said, good night, everybody. Woo!
Okay, I'm going to give you, I got to turn off my microphone.
So let's get started, everybody. Okay, help me out with a lot of enthusiasm. Welcome to day 2. Yeah.
This is little Smoky. And Smoky is a salamander. Salamander nuts. We decided that Ms. Voss, you should be the first recipient of little Smoky.
I want you to sort of clear off your table of any liquids. And between every 2 of you or every 3 of you, if there's only 3 at the table, I would like you to place a Sharpie.
We're faster on that one. Oh, we like your fault.
Boom, clap, clap. Match.
I got her.
When you see your book buddy's name, you're going to find them. You're going to tell them why you chose the book that you did and what you hope your buddy gets out of it.
So this morning we have the opportunity to again come together to explore this place, connect with the environment around us, each other, get to know ourselves a little bit better. So to begin, we're going to start with an activity called To Each Their Own. And we are going to search for one example of a common phenomena, a sweet gum leaf. So you are going to find one example of a sweet gum leaf. But step 1 is to draw that detailed sketch, adding words, pictures, and numbers to our drawings. All right, so here is our next step. You are going to bring your leaf and your journal to this side of the friendship circle, laying your journals on this bench and your leaves down on the bottom bench. And then you are going to switch sides. And your job with your team is to try to match leaves with journals. So we're going to notice, does your leaf actually match your journal? Did they do a good job matching?
This morning we're going to continue hanging out with our leaves, your leaf that may have become special to you. We're going to brainstorm what are some of the numbers we could find as we examine our leaves closely. But our first step is to figure out which of the four of these possibilities that we want to focus our time and attention on. All right, so what we're going to do now is we've got 4 boards, and we're going to place them around the friendship circle as our 4 stations. When you take the data at the station from your leaf, add it to the board.
But at the same time that you have been having this experience with your leaf has also been having an experience with you. You're gonna have the chance to go out and have a conversation with your journal, sharing this morning's experience from the perspective of your leaf. So, just want to open up space for us to share our creations that told the perspective from our leaf. Is there anybody that wants to share their creation?
Today I had an out-of-leaf experience.
Slowly falling through the night, on the ground by morning bright.
It was a morning like all the others before. The dew had fallen and soaked my edges. The river had sung harmoniously through the night.
Your touch is so new, each stroke smooth, jagged stories. Do you know me now?
She traced me and stared at me intently as she drew my veins. Creeper!
Why did you pick me up? I was enjoying resting on the ground after hanging in the tree for so long. What did you learn about me? How did this help you?
Decay on the forest floor. Will I be food for an insect, fungus, or bacteria? I was examined but not violated. She carefully touched my edges and veins almost reverently. I become, comparatively, a uniqueness within my average being. I shine, proudly, to each their own, yet not so alone.
All right, y'all, we are gonna start heading in this direction. We're going to do a little walk and talk. And you and your partner, as you're walking, I want you to answer this question, which is, what is science? You're going to hear about some of the science that goes on at Tremont and the salamander study that we have. Answering this question, which is, what is everything that you already know about salamanders? And then what are some things that you're curious about salamanders? What do you know? What do you wonder? New partner, walk and talk, salamander. 1 minute farther walk and we'll chat more there.
Little Smoky excited to meet a cousin.
We still have a very robust salamander population in this stream, but the salamander family we're catching today are unique because they're a family of lungless salamanders. They breathe 100% through their skin, which is amazing, but it also makes them super sensitive. So we're gonna do our best not to touch them directly with our hands, that way anything that's on our hands doesn't affect them. We'll instead use the ever so scientific plastic baggie. One of their main goals is to try to create more salamanders, but it can be, a harsh dating world out there. So there's actually been a lot of innovation when it comes to the salamander dating community, and there's been a great app that has been invented so that way salamanders can get to know each other better. It's called Slither, and all of you are going to make your salamanders a Slither dating profile. So you can be as creative as you would like with it. But I do want to introduce one tool to identify our salamanders. So these are our dichotomous keys. So when I say the magic word, which will be archipelago, we'll just have a chance to, yes, my favorite word, we'll just pass around our bags in a circle. You can take some time noticing the differences between someone else's salamander and your own. I also always recommend that you say a nice little thank you to your salamander as you release them. They, maybe didn't love this experience as much as we did, but we did get a chance to learn a lot and really appreciate this beautiful place that is their home. By my count, I believe we caught 8 salamanders. So we're gonna do some salamander speed dating. So as everyone's standing, and you're gonna line up to someone in the inner circle, is gonna line up with someone on the outer circle. You'll have about 2 minutes to share your salamanders, exchange information, really sell the other group on your salamander. After about 2 minutes or so, we will say that it is time to move on. We'll give the little bell, the little like ding, and then you'll rotate clockwise to the next one. Couple minutes, share information, and then we'll see if there are any matches at the end. Dinner time! The dinglings have arrived.
We got a bunch of dinglings.
Welcome back, everyone. We are glad you're here. We are going to play one quick game. We're going to put spoons and cards on your tables right now.
No, if I want it, what do I do?
Keep it. Get rid of another one. Minutes, I don't even care. I just watch the spoons.
Yeah.
Once the spoon gets gone, I pull it. I don't really play until the last two. All right, try again. Y'all are really kind to each other. All right, we're going to start a session with Rodney on carbon sequestration.
All right, so we are going to focus on the sequestering of carbon, okay? You're going to need some materials, and I'm going to give each one of you a little bag here.
Pouches and a lanyard, and inside of them you have a ruler, a thermometer, a measuring tape, a compass, a little water bottle, some chalk.
The first thing you're going to do is find a tree. You're going to be with your book buddy, but you're going to find a tree, and you want it to be substantial around, like don't go find a twig, right? You want to measure it at your breast height. That's about 4.5 feet. And then just record that. Record anything else that you can notice, your data, your metadata, so temperature, the direction you're facing, where it's located on the campus, that kind of information, so that if you ever want to come back or someone else wants to come back to that tree and check for phenology, you can do that. So here is your math. We're going to estimate the diameter of the tree, and you find diameter by the circumference times pi. And that is the amount of carbon in kilograms being stored in the tree that you identified. I hope you all fell in love a little bit more with this place and those trees this evening. Thank you.
Can we give Rodney a huge round of applause?
Oh my gosh, I feel the pressure.
Breakfast time! All right, so get ready. Welcome everyone to day 3. Woo!
It's time for Lil Smoky to move to a new handler. This morning we wanted to give Lil Smoky to a new camper, and we are going to have Smoky spend a little bit of time with Robin this morning.
I am so excited to officially introduce you to Logan.
So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to walk over to the friendship circle, but on the way I'd like you to have a conversation. The rule of threes is about like the bare necessities for life. So our first kind of survival skill this morning is going to be thinking about this, and we're going to do that by making shelters out of sticks and natural materials. I'd like your group to, like, in someone's journal, just do a very quick blueprint or sketch of your initial idea of what your shelter is going to look like. For materials, our materials need to be dead down and on the ground. So in an actual survival situation, you might want to harvest a whole bunch of like fresh pine branches and boughs, really good roof. We're not going to do that for our class, especially being in the national park. I'm not going to give a group size limit. The only limit is however many people in your group need to fit in the shelter. As like a small piece of advice at the beginning is choosing your location is like 90% of the building process. Like, you get your group, you figure out what you're sheltering from, come up with a rough design, get my attention, and then I'll send you out to build. Go. All right, so we went out, we built our shelters. We're going to do some show and tell. So you're going to show off your shelter. You're going to tell us what you're sheltering from, why you chose the spot that you chose. What would you do if there was more, if you had more time? And then after that, we're going to have a discussion here, and then we're going to move on to our next activity. Sound good? All right, show and tell. So what we're going to do is we're going to head out to Girl Scout Island. I would bring your rain gear. I'm not planning on coming back if it starts to rain. We'll just stay out there. And what we're going to be practicing is the skill of interpreting track and sign, which is to see something and to try to picture the series of events, the story that this is telling us. How this is going to work is I've got 3 nature mysteries. I'm going to walk us through them. And then you're gonna, with a partner, rotate through all 3, making any observations you feel are adequate. And your task is to come up with a short list of possible explanations. Well, thanks everybody for building shelters. And I had a great time. Can we give a round of applause?
Ready? And I said, what about lunchtime with Tiffany? Lunchtime, let's roll.
So before we get started, just as like a broader context for this afternoon, what we're about to do is an activity that's never been done before. This only existed as like a thought experiment or on the page. And it is something that we are hoping to roll out for our series of teacher professional development workshops we call Teacher Escape Weekend. And I would say what we're going to be doing is an exploration of tree growth and how they grow and by how much, and patterns that can be perceived once you start to look at it. But I've flagged 5 different species or 5 different trees. You're going to grab a handful of clothespins, and your first task is to, looking at a branch on your tree, to just mark where you think the years of growth are. And then once you've done that, once you've marked your tree, give Coyote How and I'll come over and check your work. Be like, yeah, that's a great job. Be like, no, that's a stone. I don't know what you're doing. What we're going to do now is we're going to be looking for patterns in how these branches are growing. We're going to be looking for these patterns. We're going to be trying to be precise and rigorous. And that means using quantitative thinking, aka math. Everybody go, yes. Here's what we're going to do, is we're going to do a gallery walk, where you're going to get a chance to circulate around the pavilion and take a look at other groups' data. Each group should leave one person behind to kind of interpret or to finish what they're doing. But just like, what did you measure? How did you measure it? What patterns really stood out to you?
All right, so we're actually going to step out into the sunshine out here and grab a little sun. If we can all make a circle out in the sun here, play a little game. And has anybody ever played the game Taboo? So Rodney and I will demonstrate.
Flower.
Plants.
Buzz. So we know that the pollinators carry things from one place to another. So we're gonna play a little game, a little relay. So we're just gonna divide you guys into like maybe just 2 groups here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Can we give a huge round of applause to Lauren? All right, so we're gonna now go into our art project for the week. We're really excited to share. So we have these 2 18th century painters named Manet and Monet. They're very different, but they were friends. So one of these Impressionist artists had a clearer edge to his work. You could really look at it and tell what it looked like at first glance, almost like having a camera that was completely focused. Then you had Manet, who was another French Impressionist artist in the 1800s, and he had some of the great paintings too, but his were a little bit fuzzy. So in just a few moments, you're going to choose your favorite photo from the week or your favorite outdoor photo from another time. So think about what color you want, and then you're going to come back here and choose the colors, and you're going to put just a little dab into your tins.
So I'm sure you all already saw on the schedule, but tonight we're going to do a little bit of Cherokee evening programming. The Cherokee people, another name for them is the Aniawea people, which means like the principal people, the first people of this land. And this national park is Cherokee homeland. So a lot of the activities we're going to be doing today come from a project that the National Park Service did with the Eastern Band of Cherokee, specifically to help share Cherokee culture with non-Indigenous people and non-Indigenous students in schools. And we just really want to emphasize that when we talk about the Cherokee, we should always use the present tense, because this is still a living story. The nation of Cherokee borders this national park.
It was super fun. It was really cool. And I loved all the perspectives and stories you all shared too. So it was very nice. Great time.
Chow time! Come get it! Y'all!
Never heard so many y'alls in my life.
Welcome to day 4!
All right, well, we wanted to thank our little Smoky handler over the past day or so for doing such a good job. So, wanted to pass little Smoky over to Ginny.
Wow, we've had a lot of stuff cram-packed into our days. We've experienced things, we've come as some as newbies, and now it's up to you to start leaving your light. And we will do that today when we meet our park ranger for the Great Smokies. We will make sure that everyone that we meet today feels loved and appreciated.
Ready? Okay, ready. As a junior ranger, I promise to explore, learn about, and protect Great Smoky Mountains National Park.
Come and get it!
Right now, so tell me what scat is. What type of animal poop? It's not human poop, right? Is they're going to drop some animal photos in the middle of your table, and I want you to just spread those out, identify them, where you may find them, and then what they eat, to gather something that was more to scale. So ambassadors, if you will mask up, and can you please drop the scat that you found on the tables? And let's see if we can match any of these models, because they are to scale. That scat. When you think you have the scat for your table, take it back. Tonight we're going to be making scat s'mores. We have Junior Mints, Whoppers, Milk Duds, Raisinets, all kinds of cool chocolates. Arms up, wrists together, elbows together, knees bent, toes pointed, booties out, head back, way back. The jellyfish, woo! The jellyfish, woo!
If you want to find out what animals eat, take a look at what they excrete. Stuck in the scat are all kinds of clues, parts of their food that their bodies can't use, like bones and fur.
You're walking through the woods and your nose goes ooh, and you know some scooter scats near you. It may seem gross, but that's okay. They don't have toilets, so flush it away. Flush it away. Flush it away.
If you park your car by a woods or a field, you're gonna find scat on your windshield, full of seeds, purple and white. You just got bombed by a bird in flight.
Bird in flight.
Down by the creek on a hollow log, scat full of berries and bones of frog. Late last night by the light of the moon, ate in the creek, it was Mr. Raccoon. Mr. Raccoon. Mr. Raccoon. Mr. Raccoon. It tells us what they eat and it tells us who they are. And that's what we know about scat so far. If you want to find out who's about and around, take a hard look at the scat on the ground. Scat on the ground. Scat on the ground. Scat on the ground. It starts with an S and it ends with a T. It comes out of you and it comes out of me. I know what you're thinking, but don't call it that. Be scientific and call this cat. What? Call this cat. What? Call this cat. What? Call this cat. Woo!
Until we meet again, on a trail, in a cove, or under a canopy of stars, with gratitude and a hint of river silt still between our toes, your ambassadors.
So as you leave this place, this friendship circle, this Tremont Institute, this Great Smoky Mountains National Park, we hope you keep glowing with empathy and curiosity, courage and compassion. And please always remember this. We don't have to light up this whole world all at once. We just need to light the space around us.
Treat the teachers is. The teachers is. The teachers is a friend of mine. When I'm good. You treat me good. When I'm bad. You treat me bad. Oh, I never thought I have to learn the lessons that I had to learn. I'm good when I'm good to the teachers. When I'm good to the teachers. When I'm good to the teachers. The teachers have been good to me. Anyone else?
But we're going to be very safe and take care of each other and possibly add bear sightings.
You said we were going to be very safe.
Yes, I did. Yes. We do want to clarify, though, that bear is B-E-A-R. So we'd rather you not walk around naked in the campus or in the rooms up there. So let's keep fully clothed, everyone.
So I'm going to ask y'all to do this for me, okay? And you're going to do something very simple. I'm going to give you very simple instructions. See if we can follow these instructions. You're going to clap whenever I do this. And I'm going to hold my hands a little bit different. Whenever I cross my hands, but only if I cross my hands, you're going to clap. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right. So everybody go for it, okay? All right. Everyone ready?
Do I get some points back? I didn't clap.
These are all educators. So they tell other people what to do. That's what they're used to. Oh, okay, all right.
That's
All right. Do I need to repeat this really complicated instructions?
So help me out with a lot of enthusiasm here at Tremont. Welcome to day 4. Excellent. Oops.
I can't focus when it's just, what is it?
It's a bug.
It is. It's a true bug.
Squirrels.
Yeah, but it's a flying squirrel. It's a flying squirrel. All right.